Welcome back to the Masculine Rebirth page. Today I want to talk to you about internal growth rather than external growth, and how your internal world needs to be more important or more focused upon than the external, if not, most importantly, the internal. Now, often we get stuck in outcome focused or external focused. If my external changes or I get this thing, if I get this, then that will happen. And often this creates this sort of conditional response to the external or to life. And maybe happiness, maybe love, maybe success, maybe worth is all attached to what is in our outcomes, or how life manifests before us, or the things that we may get, or whatever it is for you. And what I've noticed within my journey in shifting to an internal focused reality and state of being, or state of relating, it's changed how I relate to things in life. And I'm going to use my wife and my kids, and even doing this as a reference point, where if I was to base it upon how my wife is or how my kids are, and if they're in this sort of state, then I'll be happy, or I'll feel good enough, or I'll feel successful, or I'll feel XYZ. And same as business, if business was going good or this is going good, if I base everything upon how everything is external to me, on how my state of being is, it's almost like a losing strategy or a losing view, because you're always waiting for the external to change first, rather than learning how to change your state from within and allowing reality change without. Now, this has been a big lesson for me. It's taken a long time for this to land fully in me. And when I really noticed it was when I was in Japan with my family. And there was moments where it was quite stressful. And I noticed there was just this leaking frustration and anger coming out towards my kids and my wife. And eventually it burned up and it started to cease because of these high stress experiences. Navigating cities, navigating foreign languages, and all the different things, right? And what I learned when I came back home onto our property was I became less reactive, and there was no more frustration over things that external to me. I can't control my kids' behavior or my wife's behavior or how they are, which might be something I dislike or I might not see as the best way to be in life. But if I go about trying to control the external, I create more myself, more frustration, more suffering, more pain. So what shifted for me is I can only control what I can control, which is me. So if I control my internal state, that means that I can choose to respond external to me. And this has been the biggest shift for me. Is this is the work. Is if when we start to just control ourselves, master ourselves, start to work through the layers within ourselves that cause us to react external to us, then we have far more control in life. We feel safer, we feel more successful, we feel more grounded, we feel more stable, we feel more still. There's less frustration, there's less anger, there's less instability, there's less movement within our mind, because we've learnt how to come from within to without. And I believe when you make that shift and you can bridge it to their one and the same, you will have tremendous gains in your self-development and personal development journey, or spiritual development, whatever you're doing this for. I know for me it's completely transformed my relationship with my kids and with my wife. Even showing up on here is that at the end of the day, my state is up to me. And even though this stuff could happen external to me, and I've been in some pretty high stress experiences in life, having been to prison, having been in the military, and just my whole 20s being quite intense, there was moments in those experiences where I was so chill, so calm, so still, so stable, that's helped me go, oh shit, I do have that ability to access that and transfer that into other areas of life. So maybe go back through your experience in life and see if there's any reference points where you were under duress or you're under some stress and you're able to respond from within to without rather than letting the external dictate how you feel. Because it will change the game for you. It'll completely change how you start moving through life. Another tip you could do is in the morning, before you even start your day, is spend 5 to 15 minutes anchoring in the state of being you want for the day, or multiple. So if you're wanting to be like courageous, or you want to be more present, or you're wanting to be more willing, maybe it's fearless, having some fearlessness. What's the other ones? Peace, calm, stability. Like anchor that in a very conscious meditative way for 10 to 15 minutes. And then whenever you step out of that, just know that that's material that's in the way of you being like that always. So I'm going to leave it there. Just remember, it's a more powerful way to move through life if you go from the internal out to the external than allowing the external to dictate how you are internally. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes awareness, it takes a willingness, but when you put it in and you can make that shift, life will change before you.